Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back, and I want to share a topic that I have struggled with my whole life, and until maybe 3 months ago I finally understood the reason why, and I think that it's a really interesting fact to learn about suicide and why people want to do that. This is a little bit of a graphic story, guys, so just please, viewer discretion is advised, because I do get a little bit deep into some suicidal stuff. A little bit of my backstory with suicide is when I was 16 I started self-harming, and I would use anything I could to try and hurt myself, but it wasn't in a suicidal way, it was just in a release. Some people get angry and throw things, other people start fights, and other people internalize it and take it out on themselves, and I took it out on myself. And it wasn't too bad, you know, like it wasn't the best, but it wasn't like too bad. I didn't get too deep or too crazy until I started hairdressing. And when I started hairdressing, they gave me a kit, and in that kit they gave me a cutthroat razor. The moment I saw it, I was like, this is a terrible idea, I definitely should not have this. But I mean, it was for my course when I was training, so I did have it. And one night it got pretty bad in my head, and I obviously internalized everything, so I decided to turn the blade on me, and I didn't like the feeling of something cutting me. So I used to hit it against my skin as opposed to cutting it. Sorry, this is graphic. And it would split open, and then obviously bleed and whatever. And one night with the cutthroat, I decided to hit my skin. It split apart pretty bad, and then my friend texted me to go and pick him up from a club. So I did, but I was bleeding a lot, so I had to tie it up with a t-shirt, and I went and picked him up, and during driving there I was actually passing out a little bit, like I was like dozing off, coming back to, you know, realization that I was driving and I should definitely not be in that state. I managed to pick him up, take him home, and I managed to get home, and I lay on the bed, and as soon as I hit the pillow I like just passed out. And in the morning I woke up and I undid it. I couldn't get it off because obviously it dried, and I like had to soak it in water and try and get it off, and I guess that was the closest I had come to really something severe, and nearly having to go to hospital. But I got over the suicide stuff at about 20 years old. I was 16 to 20 when I was self-harming a lot, and then I just sat kind of in depression. And about 6 months ago, I actually had it cross my mind where I was suicidal. Not suicidal in terms of I want to self-harm, but I just did not want to be on this planet anymore. And it had been the first time that I had felt it since I was 20, and I'm 34 now. And with the life experience I have now, I was actually able to turn around and ask myself why. Like, why don't I want to be alive? Why do I not want to be on this planet? Like, why do I want to never wake up? And while I was asking myself these questions, I came to the realization that I wasn't suicidal in terms of I wanted to die. I was suicidal because there was a piece of me that I wanted to die, and it was my depression, it's my frustration at the world and people in general. Like, I have a really hard time in my head with like a lot of things, and I want those pieces gone, and I try so many things and none of it seems to get rid of it. So I turn suicidal because I want to kill that part of me. And I think suicide is just the repercussion of people who feel that way and they're stuck. And I still don't have the answer. Like, I'm not like, oh, I'm cured and I no longer have depressive thoughts. Like, I do have depressive thoughts all the time. But I've come to understand that my suicidal thoughts that come with the depression aren't because of I want to kill myself. It's because of I want to kill that part of myself that I don't know how to manage or get rid of. And this was a really interesting revelation for me, because yeah, like I just never thought of it like that, and I don't know if many people think of it like that. And you know, it's still a challenge trying to figure out how to overcome these emotions in my mind and get rid of these feelings. Like, nobody wants to feel depression, nobody wants to feel sad, nobody wants to feel these things. And part of life is we do have to feel these things, because otherwise we can't feel the other side of it, which I totally get and I totally understand. But my negative part of my life outweighs the positive part of my life, despite, you know, what videos may look like. And I look like I'm having fun in Hawaii and everything's great, and like, yeah, like I'm on the beach or whatever, but like, being in somewhere to try and distract your interior isn't always the answer. And that again is one of the reasons why we started We Are Dark, because I traveled a lot trying to figure out where I belong, and depression always caught up because it's in my head, it's not in my environment. It's a whole nother thing. But the suicide stuff, it wasn't until I was older that I'm able to understand, and trying to work towards how to get rid of the negative thoughts that I don't want to have consuming my day for the little glimmer of happiness I have in my day. And I still don't know the answer, I still have no idea, but I think it's quite interesting, the idea behind wanting to kill a piece of yourself, not actually kill yourself. So if you felt suicidal or attempted suicide, or know somebody that has attempted, or you know, going through that, maybe talk about this video, and help them to understand that they don't actually want to die. It's a piece of themselves that want to die. And I mean, ultimately that's what it boils down to. I just want a piece of me to die. And I think that's the way it is for most people. You know, they just want that piece of them to die. And it's really important to start to talk about that. Like, what pieces of you don't you like? What pieces do you want to change? Is there a way to change it? How do you do that? Like, there's so many questions. But acknowledging that is the starting point, and it's super important. So yeah, like I get it, I understand, and feel free to leave me a comment, and like I will reply. I always reply on YouTube for the most part, unless it's spam. But yeah, just like feel free to reach out to me, something that you may be going through, or you know, I think my email address is on there as well, so feel free to reach out to me, or you can go on our website and send us a message through We Are Dark, because that always gets to me as well. But yeah, don't be afraid to reach out to people. You can reach out to me, reach out to friends and family, help them to understand your emotions, or help them to confide in you. Just let people know that you're okay, and maybe open up about something about you, so that way they have something to relate that to and can open up to you as well. But yeah, the whole point in this video today is just talking about why we're suicidal and what that actually means, because it's not what everyone seems to think it is. And yeah, I hope you guys have got something out of the video today, and I hope it's something that resonates with you and you're able to bring into your day-to-day life, for people around you that you care about, and for yourself. Yeah, don't forget to hit like, subscribe after this deep topic, and also hit the little bell to notify you of other videos, and see what else I have to say. But yeah, thank you for coming to my channel and seeing this video today. I hope it helps you guys, and I'll see you soon.